We're Roger and Michelle. Romy. We began a great loop adventure in an aluminum trawler. But after those luminescent Bahamas waters, we didn't want to go back north. Now, we're dreaming of a bigger loop. So come aboard, join us as we take on the Mediterranean. In this episode, our offer was accepted. We share what we learned, what happens now, and what we need to do to be legal on the water in the Mediterranean.
Guess what happened?
We bought a boat!
Yes!
Oh, we sealed the deal.
We sealed the deal. It was fantastic. It's touch and go there for a minute, but we got it done.
What did we buy?
We bought a 2007 Jeanneau Sun Odyssey 45.
What now?
Well, there's a lot to be done, actually. The formalities, Transport Canada, to register the boat in Canada, requires a notarized bill of sale, which is a lawyer needs to stamp it to authenticate it. So the vendor is taking care of that in the UK.
Once they receive the money.
Once they receive the money.
Which is on its way, but, you
Yes.
know, who knows how long the banks seem to take when it's, electronic.
Yeah. They say it could take up to 5 days. I guess
Not sure how.
Rooting around the world first? I don't know. I just don't know how that works, but it is what it is. So once they receive the money, then they'll, the current owner has to deregister their UK flag and then send that paperwork to us along with keys and other documentation, the bill of sale, and then, and only then, will we take possession of the boat.
And then and only then can we register the boat or apply to
Yes.
register the boat in Canada. And, well,
That may take some time too. So I don't really see us getting in the water until July 1st.
that's the goal.
That's the goal. And today is
May 28th.
May 28th. So I see that it's going to take at least that long to actually get on the water, which is unfortunate. So I was keeping up with the pace of traffic because they don't post speed signs along here. So I figure I'd go, be like a local. Then we see a car coming the other way, flashes his lights, which usually in Canada anyway means there's a speed trap coming up. Everybody slows down to 60. The police officer steps out in front of us, waves us over, and we're thinking, oh, great.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
He says something in Greek and then walks away. So I'm like, sorry, what was that? He said, you'll have a seatbelt. Go.
Oh, what a relief.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I still don't know what the speed limit is. Puppy Joe.
We make a point of getting out when we can to enjoy several of the area's nearby beaches. Porto Katsini Beach, so named because formerly only goats could get here, is a highlight of the Ionian island of Lefkada. With road infrastructure now in place, anyone can drive here, and many do. There is a small free parking with a handful of spaces that fills up early, about 250 meters before the main parking, where we paid €7 for the day. While undeniably beautiful, note there is a 100-step staircase leading down to the beach, and the water was still chilly when we dipped in at the end of May.
We're taking a quick stop from our beach adventure, and we're having lunch at the Taverna Carinza in Lactis.
And we had an incredibly warm welcome, didn't we?
Oh, the owner, big wave on the other side of the counter. Greek music playing in the background, a little breeze, a bunch of locals sitting here enjoying social life. Fantastic. Wow. Wow.
Why a 2007 Jeanneau Sun Odyssey?
Well, a couple things, Michelle. I wanted a boat with a shaft drive. I know nothing about sail drives. I'm sure they're good. But I know that with a shaft drive, if needed, I could replace the propeller shaft and propeller while the boat's still in the water. I just have to cork a little hole. With a sail drive, if you have to take that apart, there is a big hole on the bottom of your boat. So I don't think it's possible with that. I'm really familiar with the direct drive, so that's really the reason.
The other thing we like about a 2007 model year is it happens to be the year just before that 2008 recession, the 2008-2009 recession.
Yes.
And, you know, from a business point of view, I'm not saying that companies did this, but it could be possible that because of the recession, some companies found cheaper ways to do things.
Yeah, so I'm going to, without any basis whatsoever, I'm going to say pre-2008 boats are built better.
I think so too.
I think so too.
But yeah, we're not experts, and you know, we have no basis for that.
No, that's just the way we feel.
So what I liked about the Jeanneau Sun Odyssey 45 in particular was the layout, the separate salon. The salon is sort of all on its own, the U-shaped galley. The master cabin has a French queen size bed. So, you know, it's a proper bed that we can both sleep in, going inwards, not having to do the dreaded, what do you call that? The dreaded spin around.
Yes.
Yeah. So I really liked the layout, and it had two heads, which was important to you.
Well, two heads are better than one. I know I'm impatiently waiting to get the keys for the boat because based on the survey and the sea trial, there are a few must-do projects to get done. And I'm going to do other projects, which we'll cover later on, but I would like to do other projects, but I can't buy any pieces yet until we actually own the boat, because I need access to the boat, know what part numbers I need, so on and so forth. So I guess I'll be doing that while I wait for the Canadian registration documents. Before a boat can be legally on the water in the Med, there are certain requirements. It has to be flagged in the country of your residence. It has to be insured. And yes, all the safety equipment has to be there, which includes a life raft. So we'll have to order one of those.
And the skipper,
yes,
the skipper has to hold the necessary licenses.
Yep.
The ICC.
The ICC.
We still have that practical part to.
We'll need to do that.
Finish up. And radio licenses.
Yeah, the VHF radio license we need as well.
Yeah.
So we're going to get all that done while we wait for the boat to be registered in Canada.
Roger is not real happy with me today.
Why is that, Michelle?
Well, I found some beautiful linens because I want nice linens and I want our guests to have nice linens, and well, they're not that cheap.
Yeah, that's an understatement. It's going to be pretty great to get back onto the boat again. Actually, I think it'll be greater.
Xeros Lake, a hidden gem and once a cave that later collapsed. Legend has it that the lake was created by two sisters, a mean one and a nice one, and an angel. An hour's drive from Preveza lies PMA Cave, containing 19 species of stalactites and stalagmites, whilst other caves typically contain 6 to 10. Really cool. A small part of the cave was once used by villagers to protect themselves from airstrikes during World War II. Fully explored from 1953 to 1956, the cave was dedicated to Pluto and Persephone when exploration revealed a 3-story palace so grand that only gods could live there. Nidri Waterfalls. Enjoy a peaceful, pleasant, and gentle walk in nature to a cascading waterfall.
The other thing I wanted to make sure while we're doing the sea trial is to make sure that 2 of us could actually sail the boat. So we want to make sure that the sails go up easily and they come down easily. So to test that, while underway, the previous owner was going to have 2 people take down the sail. And I said, no, just let go of the mainsail halyard, see what happens. Sail dropped very quickly. Not all the way, but it just can't go all the way. But it certainly dropped enough to get us out of any rough weather or rough seas to later on fold the sail appropriately. So that passed the test easily. The front furler, again, it came out easily, came in easily, so that was good. The funny part is I was downstairs with the owner and I looked in the freezer. I said, turn on the freezer. He said, you looked at me kind of strange, and I opened the door and there were cutlery in there. Ends up that what I thought was a freezer was actually not a freezer, and there is no freezer on the boat. So the lesson is, if it doesn't say freezer, don't assume there is one.
As a reminder, always trust your gut. When we were out on that sea trial, Roger and the surveyor were down below. We were under sail, the engine was off, and I kept hearing this knocking. And so I said, what is that knocking that I'm hearing? And I was told, or they tried to tell me, that, oh, that's just the water lapping against the hull or hitting the hull. Well, the sea state was flat. There were no waves hitting that hull. So in all likelihood, with the state of our cutlass bearing, that knocking can probably be explained. But there was something wrong, and trying to snow me to tell me that there wasn't. No, trust your gut. I might not know how to sail, but I do know boats, and I know when something's normal and when something clearly isn't.
So when the markets are overflowing with fresh strawberries and spinach, I just make a strawberry spinach salad with some crumpled feta, a handful of walnuts. Pecans would actually be delish, but I only had walnuts, and quarter onion sliced thinly, some pepper, the juice of half a lemon, and drizzled with olive oil. Alrighty, time to test, honey.
Here goes. As the Beatles once said, strawberry fields forever.
We only have our apartment for 4 more days. Will we get the keys before we have to leave? How long will it take to get the work done that needs to be done? And to get our certifications. We are so close, yet still so far from living our dream of sailing the Mediterranean.